Hello students, in the last class we have seen what is the submatrix and what is the rank of a matrix. So we will see how to find out the rank of the matrix. Suppose if A is a non-zero 3 by 3 matrix, let's discuss once again. A is a non-singular, then the rank of the matrix will be 3. Non-singular means the determinant should not be equal to 0. The determinant of a 3 by 3 should not be equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, then the rank is 3. If A is singular matrix, means if its determinant is 0, then we have to go for 2 by 2 square submatrices. And if at least one of the 2 by 2 submatrix is non-singular, then the rank will be 2. Then if A is singular and all 2 by 2 square submatrices are also singular, then the rank of the matrix will be 1. And we have seen one example also. But instead of, if for given any matrix, how to find out a rank of the matrix in another method, that is elementary transformation. In order to solve the rank of the matrix or to identify what will be the rank of the matrix, instead of searching all the submatrices, square submatrices, we can go for the another method, that is elementary transformation. We can solve the we can find out the rank of the method by using the elementary transformation. So before going to that, first there are some notations like as we done indeterminates. Some notations in determinants. In the same way, we will have the notations in the operations, like interchanging of 2 rows or any 2 columns. The rank does not change. That is, like example, R2 implies R3, means the elements of row 2 and the elements of row 3 will be interchanged. Then the rank will not be changed. Next, multiplication of elements of a row or any column by a non-zero number. Like example, R2 implies k times of R2, where k is any non-zero number other than 0. K is any scalar. Next, addition to the elements of a row or column, the corresponding elements of another row or column multiplied by a non-zero number. That is, the elements of any row are added with corresponding elements of another row by a number k. That is, R2 implies the elements of row 2 are added with k times of corresponding elements of row 3. So the rank does not change. Now we will go for echelon form. How to convert a given matrix into a echelon form. Then we'll see what will be the rank of the matrix. Now we'll see what is the echelon form. So by using elementary operation, then we have to convert a given matrix into echelon form. So what is the echelon form? We'll see. That is, if A is a matrix, is said to be in echelon form if it satisfies 2 conditions. Number 1, every row of A which has all its elements 0, means after going for the operation, if all the elements in a row are zeros, that should occur below every row which has non-zero elements. Means all the elements of a row are zeros, then it should be appear in the last row. That is a row which is a non-zero element. Means all the elements of 0 should appear before non-zero rows. Second, the number of zeros before first non-zero element in a row should be less than the number of such zeros in the next row. For example, A is a matrix of some size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. 0, 0, 2, 3, 7. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Let us take this example. Means it may be some matrix. After applying the row operation, elementary transformation, it may be converted to this type of model. So this is an echelon form. See the first condition. Every row of A which has all its elements 0 occurs below the every row which has a non-zero element. Non-zero element row means a row which doesn't consisting of zeros. All zeros is a non-zero row. So this is a non-zero row. It is a non-zero row. Non-zero row. It is a zero row. So this zero row is appeared before non-zero rows. Next, coming to the second one. The number of zeros before first non-zero element in a row should be less than the number of such zeros in the next row. See, if you observe in this first row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this 1 is the first non-zero element. In the second row, the first non-zero element is 1. In third row, the first non-zero element is 2. So how many zeros are there before non-zero element in a row? Here there are no zeros. So zeros present before first non-zero element. In the second row, there is 1 0 before first non-zero element. In the third row, before first non-zero element, before 2, how many zeros are there? So we have 2. Means 0 is less than 1, 1 is less than 2. So in this case, this matrix is said to be in echelon form. And the rank of the matrix is defined as the number of non-zero rows gives the rank of the matrix. Means let's see the note how to find out the rank of the matrix. So in echelon form, the number of non-zero rows means other than zero row, non-zero rows gives the rank of the matrix. So as this is an example, this is a echelon form. So how many non-zero rows are there? There is a first non-zero, second non-zero row, third non-zero, and it is a zero row. So it is not counted. So how many non-zero rows are there? So 1, 2, 3. So total 3. Therefore the rank of this matrix will be 3. So rank of A is 3. If you go for the definition, if you go by a definition, what is the size of this matrix? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means it is a 4 by 5 matrix. Now, in order to go for rank, we have to find out all square submatrices of minimum of 4, 5 means 4. So we can find order 1 submatrix, order 2 subsquare matrix, order 3 square submatrix, and order 4 square submatrix. And we have to find out all 4 by 4 are singular or non-singular. If they are singular, then we have to search for 3 by 3 square submatrix. If at least one of the 3 by 3 is non-singular, then the rank will be 3. So instead of like this, if you go on, it is a time-taking process. So instead of that, by using the elementary transformation, we have to convert it to the echelon form, and the number of non-zero rows gives the rank of the matrix. So we'll take one more example. So let's see the example. Find the rank of the matrix A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2. So we'll see this in two methods. One is by using the rank definition, and another is by elementary operation, by converting it to the echelon form, and what will be the rank also. So first, by using the definition. So what is the definition? The maximum order which is a non-singular. So as it is a 3 by 3 matrix, the rank will be 3 if this matrix is non-singular. And if it is singular, the rank will be 2 if at least one of the 2 by 2 submatrix is non-singular. Next, if A is singular and all 2 by 2 square submatrices are also singular, then the rank of the matrix will be 1. Now we will see what will be the what type of determinant it is. It is singular or non-singular by using definition of rank. We'll see. So first we have to find out all square submatrices. We can have square submatrix of 1, square submatrix of order 2 and square submatrix of order 3. Why? Because it is a 3 by 3 and minimum of 3 by 3 is also means every matrix is itself a sub square matrix. Now, so determinant of A, 1 into cofactor of 1, that is 6 minus 4. Next, minus 2 times of cofactor of 2, 4 minus 0, plus 3 times of cofactor of 3, 2 minus 0. 6 minus 4, 2, minus 8 plus 6. So 8 minus 8, which is 0. So A is a singular matrix. Means the rank of the matrix is not 3. Not 3 means it may be either 2 or 1. Now we'll check. Is it will be 2. So we have to go for all 2 by 2 square submatrices. So what are the 2 by 2 square matrices? 1, 2, 2, 3 is 1, 2 by 2 square submatrix. 2, 3, 3, 4 is another square submatrix. Next 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4 is one square submatrix. Next 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 4, 0, 2 is one square submatrix. 3, 4, 1, 2 is one square submatrix. Next 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and last one is 1, 2, 0, 1. So these are the square submatrices of order 2. And what are the square submatrix of order 1? Is each and every element of order 1, that is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2. And we have to find out the determinants. If all the 2 by 2s are singular or non-singular, we have to find out. So what is the determinant? 3 minus 4, which is non-singular. The determinant of this 8 minus 9, that gives minus 1, which is also a non-singular. Next 4 minus 6, it is a non-singular matrix. 2, 3, 0, 1. So determinant is 2. So non-singular. So like this we have to find out whether singular or non-singular. And if at least one of the 2 by 2 square submatrix is non-singular, the rank will be 2. So in this case, instead of finding all the 9, we found the first square submatrix is non-singular. Then directly we can say the rank of this matrix is 2. Therefore, rank of A is 2. So that is by definition. Now we will go by using elementary operation. So now by using the elementary row operation. So that is given is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2. Now in the first row, the non-zero element in first row is 1. In the second row, non-zero element is 2. In third row, the non-zero element is 1. Now can we say is it in echelon form? No. Why? Because number of zeros before 1 are zeros. But here number of zeros in the second row are also 0. So we can't say that 0 is less than 0. So we have to convert into the echelon form by operation. So how we can convert this 2 into 0 means, that is, so the rank will be same as, so if I go for R2 is replaced with R2 minus 2 times of R1, means the elements of row 2 are added with my corresponding elements of row 1 with minus 2. The rank does not change. So 1, 2, 3. So R2, 2 minus 2, 0. 3 minus 2 times of 2, 3 minus 2 times of 2, 3 minus 4, minus 1. 4 minus 6, because 4 minus 2 times of 3, 6. 4 minus 6, minus 2. Next, 0, 1, 2. Now, we'll check, is it in echelon form? Here, number of non-zero rows are zeros. Before the first non-zero element is 0. Here, there is 1 0 before 1 non-zero. So, we can say 0 is less than 1. But coming to third row, there is again 1 before first non-zero element. So here we can't say 1 is less than 1. So again we have to convert into the echelon form by operation. So the rank will be, so we can convert this as 0. So like R3 is replaced with R3 plus R2. So the elements of row 3 are added with one time of elements of row 2. So 1, 2, 3. 0 minus 1 minus 2. 0 plus 0, 0. 1 minus 1, 0. 2 minus 2, 0. Now it is in echelon form because all the zeros are appeared before non-zero rows, and here the number of zeros before first non-zero element is 0. Coming to the second row, there is 1 0 before minus 1, before non-zero element. So 0 is less than 1. So it is in echelon form. So after converting it, so how many non-zero rows are there? The number of non-zero rows are 2, because first row, second row. Therefore, rank of A is 2. I hope that it is clear. Now, we will see some examples on how to find out the rank by using definition as well as converting into echelon form. Now, first problem, the rank of the matrix 1, 0, 0, 0. By using definition, what is the determinant? As it is a 2 by 2, so the rank may be 2 if it is non-singular. The rank is 1 if one of the 1 by 1 square submatrix is non-singular. Now, if you see that by using this definition, what is the determinant? 1 into 0 minus 0. So 0, which is a singular, matrix. Now we have to go for all 2 by 2, all 1 by 1 square submatrix, because it is a 2 by 2. Now if I go for a 1 by 1 square submatrix, what are the square submatrices we can have is only 1 and 0, because some of them are repeated. So 1 is a non-singular. At least one of the 1 by 1 square submatrix is non-singular, the rank is 1. So what is the rank? Rank of A is 1. Now by using the echelon form, the number of all 0 rows occurred before the first non-zero element, and there is only one non-zero row. So what is the rank of this matrix? The number of non-zero rows is only 1. So the rank is 1. Coming to this part. So what is the rank of this matrix? So 1 0 0 1. By using the definition, this is a non-singular matrix because the determinant is 1, which is not equal to 0. So rank of A means rank is equal to what? It is 2. Now in another form, echelon form, how many zeros exist before 1 or zeros? Or 0. There are no zeros. Coming to the second row, there is 1 0 before first non-zero element. So it is in echelon form. And the number of non-zero rows are 2. So hence the rank is 2. Next, coming to this part, the rank of the matrix. So what is the determinant of a 2 by 2? Is 0. 1 into 0 minus 0 into 1, 0, which is a singular. If it is singular, we have to go for all square submatrices of order 1. So what is the square submatrices? 1, 1, 0, 0. And 1 is a non-singular. So the rank of this matrix is 1. Rank is equal to 1. Now it is also in echelon form. It is in echelon form. And how many non-zero rows exist in this matrix here? Only one row, which is non-zero row. So the rank is 1. Now fourth one. So the rank of the matrix. So what is the size of this matrix? Is 2 by 3. It is a size 2 by 3. And if you go by definition, we have to find out all the square submatrices of order 1 as well as order 2. And we can't find order 3. So because the minimum of 2 by 3 is 2. So up to 2 only we can find the square submatrices. Now, what are the square submatrices of order 2 are? 1 0 2 minus 1 is one square submatrix. 0 minus 4 minus 1 3 is one square submatrix. And 1 minus 4 2 3 is another square submatrix. And if at least one of the 2 by 2 is non-singular, then the rank of this matrix is 2. So we'll go for one 2 by 2 square matrix. So I will take 1 0 2 minus 1, and what is the determinant of this matrix is minus 1. So determinant of 1 0 2 minus 1, which is minus 1, which is not equal to 0. Therefore it is a 2 by 2, at least one of the 2 by 2 is non-singular. Therefore the rank is 2. So rank of is 2. Rank is 2. Now we'll see by using the definition of the we'll see in another form, that is in echelon form. By using the operation 1 0, okay, minus 4. I am going for R2 is replaced with R2 minus 2 times of R1. 1 0 minus 4 will be as it is. Next 2 minus 2 times of 1, 0. Minus 1 minus 2 times of 0 is again minus 1. 3 minus 2 times of minus 4. 3 minus 2 times of minus 4. So 3 plus 8. So 11. Now it is in echelon form because the zeros before 1 are zeros. The zeros before minus 1 are 1. There are 1 0 before minus 1. And here there are no zeros before 1. So 0 is less than 1. So it is in echelon form. And how many non-zero rows are there? Yes, there are 2 non-zero rows. Therefore, rank of this matrix, rank is equal to what? 2. By using converting into echelon form by using elementary row operation. Next, the rank of 1 2 6 2 4 3. If I convert into the echelon form, R2 is replaced with R2 minus 2 times of R1. 1 2 6 will be remain same. 2 minus 2, 0. 4 minus 4, 0. 3 minus 12 minus 9. 3 minus 2 times of 6, 3 minus 12 minus 9. So it is in echelon form because the zeros before 1 are no zeros, and zeros before first non-zero element in the second row, that is how many zeros are there before minus 9? 2. So 0 is less than 2. So we can say the rank is 2 because the number of non-zero rows are 2. Next, coming to the last one, the rank of a 3 by 3 matrix. So it is a singular matrix and all 2 by 2, 1 1 1 1 is also singular, all 2 by 2 are also singular. The rank will be 1 because the rank of this matrix is singular. Then we have to go for 2 by 2 or 1 by 1. If all 2 by 2 are singular, then the rank will be 1. But in this case, all 2 by 2 are all. If you take any 2 by 2 square sum matrix, the determinant will be 0. So it is singular. Hence the rank of the matrix is 1. But if we convert into the echelon form by using elementary operation, then what it will be? R2 is replaced with R2 minus R1 and R3 is replaced with R3 minus R1. The rank does not change. 1 1 1. 1 minus 0, 0 0 0 0 0 0. So it is in echelon form because all zeros which has every element of a row is 0. All the 0 rows are occurred before first non-zero rows, and it is in echelon form because there are no zeros before first non-zero rows. Then how many non-zero rows exist? Only one non-zero row, that is 1 1 1. Therefore the rank is 1. So what is the use of using rank? Is to find out whether it has, for a system of equations, in there we can find whether it has a solution or no solution. So we'll see one more concept, that is system of linear equations. So now we'll see the linear equations. In your 10th class or 9th class, you have learned how to find out the solution for a system of two equations, like ax plus by is equal to a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. If the two lines intersect at one point, then it will have unique solution. If two lines are parallel, then it has no solution. If two lines are coincident, then it has infinite many solutions. And this you are aware. Suppose if we consider a system of three equations. Here two equations in how many variables? Two variables, x and y. Now we will see a system of three equations. System of three equations, that is a1x plus b1y is equal plus c1z is equal to d1, a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2, a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3, which is a if d1 all constants may not be 0, okay, is a system of non-homogeneous equations. What do you mean by non-homogeneous? If any one of them is not equal to 0, then the system is said to be non-homogeneous. If all the D1, D2, D3 are zeros, then the system is said to be homogeneous equation. Now we will go for a system of non-homogeneous equations, and these equations can be written in a matrix equation where A is a quotient matrix, means taking all the quotients of x, y, z, that is writing in the row by row of x, y, z. A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. So A1, B1, C1 represents the quotients of x, y, z of the first equation. A2, B2, C2 are the quotients of x, y, z of the second equation. A3, B3, C3 represents the quotients of third equation. And capital X is a variable matrix, means unknown variables. So the unknown variables are written in the column, that is x, y, z, because in this case x, y, z are the unknown variables. And capital D is the right hand side, the values which are on the right hand side. So that is D1, D2, D3. Now this is called quotient matrix, this is the variable matrix, and this is the constant matrix. And this, so then we can write in matrix form, matrix equation A into capital X is equal to D, means the product of A and X gives D, capital D. So multiply A and X in this. A is a size of 3 by 3 and X is a column matrix of 3 by 1, and matrix multiplication will be possible. Again you will get A1X plus B1Y plus C1Z is equal to D1, because these two matrices are equal. So you will get the same equations. A1X plus B1Y plus C1Z is equal to D1. A2X plus B2Y plus C2Z is equal to D2. A3X plus B3Y plus C3Z is equal to D3. Where A, what is A? So what is A? A is equal to this A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3 is called coefficients, because all the elements are quotients of x, y, z. Quotient matrix. Next, what is capital X? That is x, y, z is called variable matrix. Capital D is D1, D2, D3 is called constant matrix. And one more matrix, if we join or if we club the constant matrix to the quotient matrix, that is AD, means A means quotient matrix and D is the constant column, means one column matrix is joined with the quotient matrix, that is called augmented matrix. So that is A1, B1, C1, D1, A2, B2, C2, D2, A3, B3, C3, D3 is called augmented matrix. So these are the, so from the system of three equations in three unknown, then A is the quotient matrix, X is the capital X is the variable matrix, capital D is the constant matrix, and AD is the augmented matrix. Now for this system of non-homogeneous equation, how to find out whether it has a solution or no solution? So the given system of equations can be represented in Ax is equal to D. If it has a solution, means a unique solution or infinite many solutions, then the system is said to be consistent. The system is said to be consistent. Consistent means if it has a solution. If the system Ax is equal to D is said to be inconsistent if it has no solution. If it has no solution. So that is about consistent and inconsistent. And if it is consistent, what is the unique solution? If it is consistent and if it has infinite many solutions, what are the solutions? By using the rank. For given system of equation, we have to find out the rank and we have to find out what is the solution. So how to find out the system of equations, how to find out the solution? By using the rank method. So now we'll see how to find out whether it is consistent or inconsistent. If it is consistent, it should have the solution. If it is inconsistent, then there is no solution. So we'll see one theorem. The system of three equations in three unknowns that can be represented in the form of Ax is equal to D. So what are the three equations? A1x plus B1y plus C1z is equal to D1. A2x plus B2y plus C2z is equal to D2. A3x plus B3y plus C3z is equal to D3. And this system of equations can be represented in the matrix equation Ax is equal to D, where A is a quotient matrix A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3, and capital X is the column matrix, that is unknown variables X, Y, Z in column wise, and constant matrix in column wise D1, D2, D3. It is a column matrix. So this system can be represented in Ax is equal to D. And what is the augmented matrix? So it has a unique solution if the rank of the augmented matrix. So what is the augmented matrix? AD, that is A1, B1, C1, D1, A2, B2, C2, D2, A3, B3, C3, D3. So this is the augmented matrix. And unique solution if rank of AD is equal to rank of A is equal to 3. Means if the rank of the augmented matrix, and if I close the column, it gives the quotient matrix, that is A, that will be A. Means if you separate this, it becomes only the rank of A. Means the rank of this matrix and the rank of the augmented matrix are equal, and it is equal to 3. What is 3? Because there are 3 unknown variables. Then it will have a unique solution. If both the ranks are equal, rank of the augmented matrix and rank of A are equal, but it is less than 3, then it has infinite many solutions. And if both the ranks, the rank of the augmented matrix and rank of the A quotient matrix are not equal, then it has no solution. So we'll see one example. Now we will see the system of non-homogeneous equation, and we have to find out whether it has a solution or no solution. So this system, it is a system of how many equations? 3 equations. In how many variables? 3 variables. Now this can be written in the matrix equation. So that is capital A is what? The quotients of the x, y, z minus 1, 2. The quotient of z is 1. Next row 2, minus 1, 3, 3, 1, minus 4. And capital X is a column matrix with unknown variables. Here what are the unknown variables? X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. And capital D is a constant matrix, that is 4, 8, 0. It is like D1, D2, D3. And this can be represent in matrix equation, Ax is equal to D. Ax is equal to D. And the system is inconsistent or consistent, it is based on the rank of the matrix. So let us go for the augmented matrix, that is AD. If we go for the rank of the augmented matrix only, in that matrix only we can find the rank of the quotient matrix. So what is the augmented matrix? Just joining the column of constant matrix to the quotient matrix. -1, 2, 1, 2, -1, 3, 3, -1, -4. This is A. Now join the 4, 8, 0. Now it is a size of 3 by 4 matrix. Now we will find out what is the rank. So rank means we have to, by applying elementary operation, we have to convert into the echelon form. Now, so what is the operation? You can go, here 2 is there, means we can replace with 0. In what way? R2 is replaced with R2 plus 2 times of R1, because 2 and -2 becomes 0. Next, R3 is replaced with R3 plus 3 times of R1. -1, 2, 1, 4. Next, the elements of row 2 are added with 2 times of elements of row 1. The rank does not change. 0. 2 plus 2 times of -1, 0. Next, -1 plus 2 times of 2. Then -1 plus 4. 3. -1 plus 4. Next, 3 plus 2. 5. 8 plus 2 times of 4. 8 plus 8. 16. Next, 3 plus 3 times of -1. 0. -1 plus 3 times of 2. -1 plus 6. -1 plus 6. 5. -4 plus 3 times of 1. -1. 0 plus 3 times of 4. Now is it in echelon form? So this is, actually it is 1. This is not -1, it is +1. Now coming to this, 1 plus 3 times of 2, 7. Now is it in echelon form? No. Because number of zeros before -1 are zeros. Before 3 are 1, before 7 are 0 or 1. So it is not 1 is less than 1. So again we have to convert into the operation. So what is the operation? That is, in order to convert it to 0 with the help of row 2, in what way we can convert into the like terms is multiplying the row 3 with 3 and multiplying row 2 with 7, so that 7 3 is 21, 3 7 is 21, it becomes zeros. So what is the operation? R3 is replaced with 3 times of R3 minus 7 times of R2. So -1 2 1, that doesn't change. -1 2 1 4 does not change. Next, second row also doesn't change. 0 3 5 16. 0 3 5 16. Next, 3 times of 0 minus 7 times of 0 is again 0. 3 times of 7 minus 7 times of 3, 21 minus 21, 0. Next, minus 3 times of -1. 3 times of -1 means -3. Minus 7 times of 5. Minus 7 times of 5. So -3 minus 35. So it will be -38. -38. Next, 12. 3 times of 12. 3 times of 12 minus 7 times of R2, corresponding element, 16. So 36 minus 112. So what will be? So it is minus 76. Now, it is in echelon form. So, what is the rank of the augmented matrix? Is 3. Why? Because the number of non-zero rows are 3. So, rank of AD is 3. And if I close the last column, then it gives the rank of A. Then how many non-zero rows are there for A? It is again 3. So it is also equal to rank of A. So both ranks are equal to 3. So it has a unique solution. So what is the unique solution? Let's see. So this can be written as minus 6 plus 2y plus z is equal to 4. Second row, 0 into x, 0. 3y plus yz is equal to 60. Next, 0x plus 0y minus 38z. Minus 38z is equal to minus 76. If we simplify the last equation, minus 38z is equal to minus 76, we will get what you will get? Z is equal to 2. Now, substitute z is equal to 2 in the second equation. You will get y value. 3y plus 10 is equal to 16. Means 3y is equal to 16 minus 10. That gives to y. Y is equal to 2. Simply again, substitute z is equal to 2, y is equal to 2 in the first equation. You will get x value. So, what is the x value? X is equal to, so minus x plus 4 plus 2, 6. 6. So minus x plus 6 is equal to 4. So if you take this 6 to the right side, minus 2. So minus x is equal to minus 2 means x is equal to 2. So what is the unique solution? X is equal to 2, y is equal to 2, z is equal to 2 is the unique solution. And after getting the solution, you can also cross verify whether your answer is right or wrong by substituting this xyz value in any one of the equation. It should satisfy. Suppose if I substitute in the third equation, 3 to the 6 plus 2, 8 minus 8, 0. So we are getting the right. So in the next class, we'll see the same example by using another methods. And we'll see one more problem by using the rank also. So thank you.